Hi everyone, welcome to this episode of the Marketing and Tech Growth Show by Martech Wise. And today I have with me Spencer from the Dropcommerce team, who is here to showcase their platform, demo for you, answer your questions, and more. And with that quick introduction, I'd like to welcome Spencer from the Dropcommerce team to join us. Spencer, do say hi and introduce yourself.
Thanks, Donald. Yeah, happy to be here. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. My name is Spencer. I'm the founder and CEO of Dropcommerce, a product sourcing app live on Shopify, Wix, BigCommerce, and ShopPlaza, with WooCommerce coming next quarter. I'm based in Canada in British Columbia, and we launched Dropcommerce in October of 2018. So we just passed our 6-year anniversary last month.
Awesome. Great. Yeah, so I think everybody is here like interested to kind of like learn much more about Dropcommerce. So I think with that, let's kind of like dive straight into this. Maybe you can give us a little bit of background in terms of like, how the idea for Dropcommerce came about. Like how long has the company been around?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we started working on it in June of 2018 with a launch initially on Shopify in October of 2018. So we've been around for 6 years now. How we came up with the idea, well, I was always interested in entrepreneurship. I had read the 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, and I was very interested in drop shipping. And so we started to explore drop shipping and the different opportunities that presented with various product sourcing options. But we were a little disappointed when we looked more into it, and we found that it seemed like there was lots of like long shipping times, lower quality products, kind of resulting in angry customers. And we were wondering why there wasn't an opportunity to bring in, high quality products from domestic suppliers in the United States or Canada. And so we decided to build a platform, and it turns out that idea resonated with a lot of our users that were looking for faster shipping, higher quality products. So yeah, that's what inspired us to build out the platform and launch. We've since gained 600 suppliers, primarily based in the United States, also in Canada, and we plan to expand to Europe and Australia next year as well.
That's great to hear. I guess maybe a good thing to kind of like segue into like would be, the type of users that are using Dropcommerce right now, and also the type of use cases they are finding success with. I mean, obviously, e-commerce and drop shipping would be the main use cases, right? But who are the type of users that are finding success? Is it like solo entrepreneurs, side hustlers, or is it like larger companies?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we kind of have two different customer segments, one being drop shippers and one being brands that are using drop commerce for cross selling. So a couple examples. Our product is great for each use case, but if you're like a solopreneur, you want to get into drop shipping, or you're an experienced drop shipper and you're looking for more products to sell, it's a great platform for you because we have high quality products. They ship very quickly and they're from reputable companies. Um, but the other user segment that we have is established businesses that have their own product line, but they're looking for more products to sell. So an example being like a shoe company that wants to sell socks as well, but they don't want to produce their own socks. They can use Dropcommerce to source those socks, sell them alongside the shoes as well, and have the fulfillment and inventory taken care of. So those are kind of the two different segments that we see. Both we've seen success on both ends. The of course more successful user is the established brand because they have customers already coming in the door, and they're just using Dropcommerce as a supplemental product sourcing platform. However, we have also seen very successful drop shippers adopt Dropcommerce into their business and found tremendous success in that way as well. And we've also seen people that are new to drop shipping find success on the platform as well. So it's kind of for everybody that's looking for products to sell, it gives an opportunity for them.
Okay, no problem. Maybe we can dive straight into the demo of the platform, right? I think what we would be definitely be interested to kind of like understand is how the entire platform is geared towards drop shipping. Like, how does it enable like, maybe let's say, for example, let's use my use case. I'm a solopreneur and I'm looking to kind of like get started dabbling in drop shipping. I've maybe set up a small brand, a small Shopify store, and I just want to kind of like, find the products and start marketing, so that I don't have, and I don't really want to do the product sourcing too much, just because I don't have the bandwidth to do that. So how would, somebody like that make use of all of the features, of Dropcommerce to kind of like roll that out?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, that's kind of our bread and butter. We make it easy for you to discover products. You can view the products by supplier, by category, by certain values if you're looking for that, and import them into your store seamlessly and begin selling. As soon as an order comes through, the order gets processed to your supplier so that they have all the order information and they ship it to your end customer. So you don't have to worry about paying for upfront inventory or anything like that. As for discovering products, we make it quite easy. I can demo the platform for you if you like.
Yeah, sure. I think that would be great. If maybe I can let you share your screen, and then we can maybe just jump into the back end of the platform and take a look at things.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Okay, let's switch to that.
Great. So this is the
Mm,
core Dropcommerce platform. This is the web-based app. I'll also demo our integrated Shopify app as well, as we've recently launched a optimized Shopify app. But this is the web-based app that you would be able to use on Shopify, Wix, BigCommerce, and Shop Plaza, with WooCommerce coming early next year. So this is the main dashboard. You can choose categories at the top here, or you can leave us feedback here. This goes right into our Slack, so we read every single feedback that we get. We highlight featured suppliers here and new suppliers here as well. And the categories that you selected, we present more of those products in that category to you via the algorithm, but also in the dashboard. So we'll show you top selling products in every category that you selected. So for this demo store, I chose home and garden, jewelry, parenting and kids. Those are some of our top niches. So you'll see new products populating in the dashboard. And then you can navigate and find products in the sidebar here. So if I go to products, I can narrow it down by category here. So let's say I'm looking for jewelry or watches. I can click in here, and then there's subcategories as well. I can also sort by pricing, new. I can choose a pricing minimum and maximum amount here with filters, as well as a profit margin, shipping rates, and then we also have some other filters as well, like where they're being shipped from, if they have values like eco-friendly, organic, that sort of thing. If your brand depends on that, or if you're looking to build a brand around that. And then yeah, you can discover products right in here. So let's check this one out. So you can click in for the details. You can see all the pricing, the variants, shipping costs, the description, and the return policy. And you can also view that supplier by clicking in here. And then you can order a sample or message the supplier directly. So let's add it to our import list. And then you can navigate to the import list by clicking here. And here it is in the import list. So these are all products I've added to my import list, kind of like a short list of what I wanted to add to my store. Before we add it to my store, we can click in to view more details, and we can change the title, add it to a certain collection. We can modify the description here, and we can also choose which images we want. So if we don't want all images, we can deselect or select, and then we can import it to the store. And that's being imported into my Shopify store. We can also look at what's already been imported into the store. Obviously, your store wouldn't have such a variety. I don't know if you'd want solar panels and pet dog beds, but you can add the products here, and you can remove them from here as well. And once you receive an order of any of your products, they'll populate into this page here. So once you have an order, you'll be able to pay for the order, have the order information sent to the supplier, and then track the order as well. So when the supplier ships the order, they'll include the tracking information, which you'll receive here as well. We also have an inbox feature. So if you want to start a conversation with a supplier or continue on any of the conversations, they'll populate here. And then we have a change log here. So if there's ever any changes to any of your products, including price changes, inventory levels, anything like that, it'll populate here as well. And then we have some basic settings to get through your account. Some of the import settings are here. So if you want to do like a percentage markup of all products that you import, like let's say you want to mark up 5% on top of the set minimum price, you can mark it up by 5%, or also a flat rate dollar figure. You can also round up the prices, anything like that. So any changes that you make in the settings here, that'll dynamically affect all of the products, so that once you import them into your store, it'll be affected right there. And from there, you can also adjust. Let's say you want to set up your own branded invoicing. So that's a feature that we allow on our growth plan or tier 2 on Rocket Hub. So basically, you can upload your logo, your store name, any custom note. This will be printed by the supplier and added as a packing slip in the package. So your brand will be in the package when your customer receives it. All of our suppliers offer this this option, so you can set it all up here. And yeah, that's the basic premise behind the platform and
Right.
how it works. I can also share the a walkthrough of the Shopify app as well, if you like.
Yeah, sure. I think that would be great.
Okay, let me just switch over to it. Okay.
Mm, sorry, let me just see. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, as I mentioned, we have an integrated Shopify app as well. So, that first web app that I showed you guys, you can use that with your Shopify store as well. But we also launched the embedded Shopify app as well. So, it just kind of helps with your flow. We'll be adding more to this as well. And we're going to be expanding this same embedded nature into other platforms as well. So, same thing. This is the main dashboard. You can leave us feedback here, as well as typing a message out. We read it right away. It goes right to our Slack. You can see some quick stats on your account, which will be expanding more analytics in the future, profit, trending products that you've been selling, everything like that. Here's a quick setup guide to take you through it, and some quick links to our help center as well. We also have a live chat option on both this as well as the web app, which will connect you to our customer support team. And they're available 7 days a week, 9 to 5 Pacific time at this time. Hopefully 24 hours next year. We'll see. And then same thing. You can navigate to products on the sidebar here, and you can view them just like the web app. See all the details. Add it to your import list. And again, you can view it in your import list here. You can also browse by supplier, much like the web app. And you can add products from here as well. So if you like a certain supplier, you can save them as a saved supplier and view them directly like that. And again, you can click into the product. You can change all the information that you want, adjust pricing here, change the description before you push it into your Shopify store. So you'll see the live status there change. You can also do bulk action. So if I want to import multiple products at once, I can import them all at the same time. And those will all be imported. You'll see the status change there. And same thing, order section, everything like that. And another thing to mention as well that we offer, we do pre-built stores. So we've pre-designed Shopify stores and loaded them with products that you're able to sell on our network. And it's all a one-time package that basically just is a turnkey Shopify store. So everything's built for you, everything's already designed, and the products are ready to sell. These go for $249 US to $1,000 US. The premium stores come with a .com domain as well. So if you want to jumpstart on a home decor store, we have bohemiancasa.com. The store is ready to go. It's already loaded with products for you to sell. It's kind of just a quick and easy way to jump into a business. We have some users that buy one of these and merge them into their current stores because they like the design more, or people that are just getting started. It's a great option for them as well. And we're offering a discount on these of 30% if you buy a lifetime deal with Rocket Hub, just while we're running this promotion.
Got it. Got it. And for the users that are kind of like finding success with the platform, right? Do you see any of them like kind of like lean towards any kind of categories, or like which are the more popular merchant categories on the platform itself?
Yeah, some of the top selling categories that we've seen, mother and kids, like baby products. That's a really well performing category. We've also seen pet supplies doing very well on the platform as well. Uh, it really depends on the merchant and what niche they're targeting. We've seen merchants do well in all the different categories, but some of the more trending ones, I would say pets and also like mother, child, baby products. We've had a couple merchants do really well, even selling. We have a solar panel and battery supplier, and they have their targeted niche. They know what they're selling, and they've
Right.
done quite well with that as well. So yeah, we try and uh, provide as many different niches and categories as we can.
Got it. Got it. Okay. And then I guess in terms of, let's say, for example, the roadmap, like where do you see the platform in the next 3 to 6 months? And where do you see the platform in 1 year or 3 years time?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have lots of plans for the platform. We actually so we launched on Rocket Hub. It was our first time doing a lifetime deal just last month. It's running until the end of this month. Part of the reason why we did that was we want to get a new cohort of users and try out this new distribution channel. I've had them recommended to me quite a bit, and through that, it kind of already has achieved what I wanted to see. We got a ton of feedback, and a lot of that feedback was they want to see us on WooCommerce.
Yep.
So we had planned WooCommerce for the end of 2025. However, because of that feedback, we've escalated it up to the first quarter of next year. So to answer your question, some of the coming things on our roadmap, we'll be launching on WooCommerce in the first quarter of 2025 and in the next few months here. We're also going to be launching wholesale capabilities, so the merchant will be able to order wholesale. So if you have a brick and mortar location or your own fulfillment solution, you'll be able to order wholesale at wholesale rates to whatever location you like. We've had some demand for that as well, with merchants that want to maximize profits or really take ownership over the fulfillment to really control that. So
Mm,
we'll be bringing that in mid next year as well. And we also have some customization and branding functionality that we're working on for later in 2025 as well. So being able to have your product engraved with your logo or printed onto the product as well. We're working on that functionality as well. So those are some of the key things that we're working on that we'll be bringing to Dropcommerce next year.
got it. Got it. Got it. Are there are there any plans for helping users launch their private label or anything like that?
Yeah, once we have more design functionality, definitely want to explore that more. We have dozens of suppliers that are able to do customizations on their products, so like engraving, printing, anything like that. We just don't have the functionality, like the tech in place for you to be able to, like size your logo onto the product or anything like that. We're working on that, so it's definitely on the roadmap. In
Right.
addition to that, we're also uh, planning on expanding our supplier network to Europe and Australia next year as well.
Got it. Okay, great. I think with that, we're gonna move to the Q&A section of the stream, and just have yeah, some team members have some questions out there. I'll just drop them on the stream for us to kind of answer.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah. So Peter Beckman is asking like, package slip has no extra cost if we got the growth plan.
Yes, that's correct. So if you're on growth or above, there's no extra cost that's included with your plan.
Okay, got it. And then I want to ask, like, how does the platform handle inventory and auto fulfillment?
Yeah, that's a good question. So basically, inventory is all managed by each individual supplier. Auto fulfillment is a feature that we have on the Pro plan or higher, or that would be tier 3 of
Yep.
Rocket Hub. Um, so how that works is basically when you receive an order of a product, that goes to your order section, as I showed before. When you want to have that fulfilled, you click to fulfill, and that will charge your payment method, send payment to the supplier, and they will ship to your customer. With auto fulfillment turned on, it just skips that step, so it'll automatically send payment and order information, and the supplier will fulfill automatically. So basically, it just takes that off of your hands. So if you don't have it, it's not the end of the world. But if you're producing a lot of order volume, it's something that you'll want to have. It just basically puts that side on autopilot.
Got it. Okay, okay. And I think you answered the earlier question on the progress of like the WooCommerce integration and also expansion into more markets for the suppliers. So I think we can skip that question. But I think lastly, I think just two similar questions, like which is, how does the platform handle refunds, and what if there is a problem for product who pays for return shipping? I think yeah, we just kind of like trying to understand like how this very common occurrence of refunds and everything works in our sector.
Yeah, absolutely. So to answer the those questions, if there's any returns or refunds, that's dictated by the individual supplier's return and refund policy. So that's listed on every single product as well as the supplier profiles. We don't have a uniform one on the platform. We're looking at implementing one and then showing like a badge on the supplier's profile if they followed by Dropcommerce's baseline return policy. However, most suppliers offer a pretty lenient return policy and refund policy. So if your customer did want a refund or process a return, you would just follow the guidelines on that supplier's return policy. In terms of paying for shipping, if there was a defect or an issue with the product, typically the supplier will pay for the return. Oh, I think you're muted.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's understood. I think this is where the value of having a pre-vetted platform, like a platform of pre-vetted suppliers, does come into play, right? Like how do you kind of like handle kind of like the relationships with suppliers, like if there is like a like issues with certain like recurring issues with certain suppliers, like does your team have a like a supplier relations manage or supplier management team that kind of like steps in to either mediate or like ensure the standards are kind of like enforced?
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple of things for that. One, the every supplier has a rating, so merchants can review suppliers and give them a star rating and a review. So if I mean, first of all, that gives the merchants an idea of how that supplier is. So if they have a really high rating, then you can kind of trust that they're a well-performing supplier and there's been no issues. If they have a lower rating, then you may be more skeptical and you may want to inquire into more information on the supplier. You can do so directly with the supplier or with us. If there's ever an issue with the suppliers, like they drop below a certain rating, or we've had direct complaints about any issues with them, yes, we do have a team that's dedicated towards supplier relations. So we'll investigate and we will resolve the issue. We're there to support both our merchants and suppliers. But if there is ever an issue with a supplier, then we will take action, including suspending or removing their account from the network if there ever is an issue. Thankfully, we haven't had too many issues. In terms of quality and vetting suppliers, that, like you said, that is one of the benefits of using a platform like Dropcommerce is we are dealing with suppliers that we want to work with. So we kind of handle that vetting process for you, and we're there to back you up if there's ever any issues.
Great. um yeah, I think so just needed to check I'm not on mute. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, so I think that's great to hear. I think with that, maybe one of if you could maybe kind of like just take us through the deal plans on the Rocket Hub page. Um, like, what's kind of like what would you recommend for like a solopreneur who's maybe wanting to get started into e-commerce and drop shipping as a side hustle?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, personally, I would say that tier three or tier four, that auto fulfillment is a really nice feature to have. It's one of those things that if you are serious about taking a dive into it, you're going to want to have that at some point if you're finding traction. I think the most popular plan that we've seen by far has been tier four selling. I think like 90% of the plans that we've sold so far in Rockup have been tier four, which is pleasantly surprising. So and we add a lot of value to with tier four. You're able to use Dropcommerce on up to 5 different stores. So if you have multiple stores, multiple niches, or you've maybe sold one store and you want to start a new one, you'll have up to 5. So there's a ton of value with that as well. But I mean, in terms of a solo entrepreneur just getting started, you could totally get started with tier one. It's everything that you need, but I would recommend at least tier three, just because if you do find success, that's a feature that you're going to want to have.
Right.
And then not, if you're paying for a lifetime deal, you may as well lock in all of that value as soon as you can,
Right.
because I'm not sure if we'll do another lifetime deal.
Yeah. No problem. And like for each plan, like how many users can log into the same account?
Yeah. So typically, you're using Dropcommerce on a e-commerce platform, so like Shopify, Wix, soon to be WooCommerce. So usually those platforms have a team login feature. So with that, as many that though they will facilitate. We're looking at adding a team function to Dropcommerce directly because a few people have inquired into that. So when that comes, we'll be able to add team members. But for now, you'll be able to do so just with any of those storefront platforms. So I
Right.
think Shopify, I don't know how many they limit you to, but should be no issue.
Okay. And just to understand, right? For each store, let's say you're on either tier, I don't know, professional plan or executive plan, right? If you connect to two stores, let's say on the professional plan, are you able to say remove one store from the integration and then add it to another store? Let's say you decide to maybe revamp the domain of your one of your sites, so you have to take down the store, or like maybe you're on one WooCommerce site, but then you have to take it down and change it to another store. Like, does the plan support like this kind of like connecting and and disconnecting?
Yeah, we can definitely facilitate that. So if you wanted to transfer that like license to a different store, we can facilitate it.
Okay, okay. And it's like even within the confines of like being able to, let's say the executive plan, you're able to work on 5 stores, right? It would still be the same account, right? It's just that it's connected to 5 different stores.
Yeah, that's right. So it basically it's allowing you to have that Drop Commerce membership managing 5 different stores. So your individual login, you can have it separated to 5. We've had some users that want it to be separate because they have different teams managing every one, so they want a separate store, a separate account. That's very easy for us to do. And we've also built out a feature that you can switch between those accounts as well. So if you have the tier four or tier three, you'll be able to switch between those store accounts.
Got it. Okay, okay. And that means that for each store you can set different like auto fulfillment settings, right? For like for example, like what general policies and like refunds, auto fulfillment, and also maybe branding also on invoices and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll all be separated. So if you have 2 different distinct brands with different logos and niches, and maybe you don't want auto fulfillment turned on one of them, you can make that distinction and separate that.
Right. Okay, great. I mean, that's really good to hear. I think yeah, I think that's kind of like pretty much what we have for today. Let me just check if there are any more comments or questions. But I think we're more or less done with the Q. Yeah.
That's
Great.
great. And if any viewers have any additional questions for us, we have a help center with an FAQ that you can find right on our website, and you can also message me directly, Spencer@dropcommerce.com, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say you've been really very helpful during this process also. So that's really good to hear. Thanks so much, Spencer. I know it's coming to the evening for you already. So thanks so much for taking the time to spend with the community. And yeah, hope the deal goes successful and many more successful Dropcommerce as a platform.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it was great being on here. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.